So let's talk about trying to game in the modern age versus the old age for a little bit. I bring up this topic because as of recently, I've gotten pretty damn annoyed by current gaming conventions. In that the other day, I tried to download a re-release game on the PlayStation 4. I bought it for $30 and I could not get the game to download whatsoever. So instead, I buckled down and just rebought it physically. And what especially annoys me is that the game still had to install in order for me to play it. And I didn't have enough space to even be able to install it, so I had to erase other games from my library. Same thing for another title that I bought earlier today. I had to wait for this one to install and then update in order for me to play it first. Sure, I could look at a quick little tutorial, but I miss the idea of just being able to plug in and play a game right away. Now, this in no way is meant to be an overall review on all games or me bashing on one genre of gaming or a genre of platforming or anything like that. This is merely me just imposing an opinion about something that I just don't really like the way that gaming is going and has gone. And there's a particular trend that I wish that could be better. Now, when you want to talk about classic, you can't get any more classic than Nintendo. That kind of set the standard for gaming platforming in the home. And I mean, just look at this beauty. It still works in some cases. First, you gotta take all your cords and, yeah, I got this one with an AV cord. It actually works better that way than the old twisty thingy in the back. So first you just gotta untangle yourself. Okay, you're just making it worse. Okay, slow down. Slow down. Oh boy. Okay, now we got everything fully connected and yeah, wow, that's a fire hazard just waiting to happen. Now, let's just fire this baby up and see if the games still work. The one big problem, though, about the Nintendo in this day and age is that it tends to have a problem about whether or not the cartridge is clean or how well maintenance the Nintendo actually is. Not that I know fully well about this stuff, this is just what I've learned. But let's fire it up and see if these games still work. Let's start with a quick little shooter like Section Z. Still works and runs, plays just fine, and I've never really played much of this, but I look forward to actually playing more of it, as I do with everything else in my collection. Next! You know, a lot of people still have a very different opinion on this one. I still like it, and let's see if it still plays. That I need to mention is that if you're playing these sort of games on an HD television, there's obviously going to be a bit of a resolution or image problem. You're not seeing it through the capture, of course, because the capture is going to render and reformat everything to look crisp, smooth, and clean. And you're not really going to be able to see it all too well on the camera either, because it's going to look like garbage, but this is kind of how it looks when you play on an HD television via the AV cable connection on an old Nintendo system. So yeah, it's kind of like trying to look at a Mona Lisa while someone's just jabbing you in the eye a little bit. And Zelda 2 still works just fine. Now bear in mind, I bought this Nintendo while it was still in perfect condition from the gaming store that they fully tested and told me is clean and works just fine. The thing is though is that you have to keep this sort of thing in maintenance and keep it in proper working condition and clean it regularly. Not something I'm fond of doing or very well known for doing. But the fact that this old console still works and runs just fine certainly does say something about the all-powerful PlayStation 4 and various other consoles that we have. Because imagine this for a second, okay? I'd like you to imagine that you're 10 years old in this day and age, and you really want that brand new gaming console. You want the Xbox One, you want the PlayStation 4, and you get it along with that really cool game that you wanted. Imagine hooking that up and starting it up and just wanting to play your game, instead having to spend probably an hour or two setting up the system, setting up your gaming profile and your online profile along with your network, putting your game in, installing the game, and then patching the game, and then finally playing it. It's a lot different than back in the day when you just got your gaming console, plugged it in, put in your game, and just started playing. It's just a very interesting contrast, I think, from how far we've come. Anyway, I'd like to know what you guys think. And again, this is in no way me meaning to bash on games or anything like that. I love games. I still collect to this very day. I own a PlayStation 4, play it regularly along with all my other consoles. This is just a very interesting contrast and problem that I think needs to be addressed and that more people need to talk about. Until then, hope that you guys enjoyed. See you next time.